In this video, I'm going to show you how to edit the photos of the letters that spell your name so that you can finish the visual alphabet name project. As you can see, I've already loaded all of my photos into Google Drive. You can do this quickly by having your file viewer up and just clicking and dragging your letters over one by one. The first thing I'm going to do is name this presentation. You always want to name your work with your last name and then the project title. Which is Visual Alphabet Name Project. As you can see, I've already resized each of my photos to be approximately the same size. If necessary, you may have to crop some of your photos. I'll make this one larger so I can demonstrate cropping. When you select a photo, you should see this icon pop up on your toolbar. This means crop image. You can also get a shortcut to this by just quickly double-clicking on your image. When you see these black bars pop up, that gives you the option to crop. You want to make sure when you're cropping that you are trying to crop proportionally. I always hold down Shift whenever I crop so that I'm not making my photo too skinny or too wide. It will take the same amount of space off of the bottom as it does the side. Press Enter on your keyboard to finalize the crop. Then I can line my photo up with my others and resize it to be the same uniform size as all of my other photos. As you can see, the letters here spell out my first name, C-A-R-M-E-N. The problem here is that the A is backwards, so is the N. So next I'm going to fix that. When you click on a photo in Slides, the option to format options pops up. If you don't see this, you can also right-click on the photo and then click Format Options. This menu will appear on the right. In order to flip my photo so that it is mirrored, I'm going to go to Size and Rotation and then select Flip. This will mirror my photo, so now I have a lowercase letter A. I'm going to do the same thing with the letter N by selecting it and then clicking Flip. Now this makes more sense for a lowercase letter N. Next, I need to turn all of my images black and white. So once again, I'm going to click on the photo, hit Format Options, and I no longer need the size and rotation, so I'm going to make this smaller. Instead, I'm going to come down to Recolor. And on the drop-down menu, you can click any of the options that are black and white. I recommend the first option for grayscale. If you would like to format multiple images at the same time, just hold down Shift on your keyboard while you click on the different images to select multiple images. Then you can recolor them all at the same time to a grayscale to save yourself some time. Next, I need to adjust the contrast for my photos. Not all my photos are going to have the contrast adjusted the same way, so I want to make sure I do this individually. For example, my letter C has high contrast as I photographed a black mug handle on a light background. But my letter A is low contrast, so I'm going to want to manually adjust this to make the letter A stand out more. On my format options on the side, I'm going to come to Adjustments. Here, I can adjust the contrast. By dragging the bar to the right, I can make the blacks and whites pop more in the image to add a little bit more contrast. It won't be as high contrast as the image on the left, but it will become more full scale. Even with some of your high contrast images, you may want to bump the contrast a little bit just to make your blacks pop and your whites brighter. I'm going to do the same on all of my images, especially the ones with low contrast, so that the letters stand out as much as possible. Your computer may slow down while you are doing this. That's okay. When you are done, you should have a slide that has all of your photos equally sized on the top and bottom. Note that I have an almost perfect line that goes across both the top and the bottom. Your photos should be black and white. They should be cropped as necessary. They should be flipped as necessary. They should have the contrast adjusted as necessary. Make sure you only have one slide here on the left. Adjust your name for this project to add version 1 at the end. This is going to be the first version that you will create for your name project. Go to File, Download, and then select PDF document. The PDF document will automatically download here at the bottom on your downloads bar. We're going to leave that here for now. Next, I'm going to make a more creative version of my name that represents me. You can do this on the same slide. You're just going to adjust the name to version 2, and then you're going to adjust each of the letters. If you're not sure if you're doing this project right, I recommend saving your work as a PowerPoint or making a copy to start the second project. Oops. To make my work look more creative, I'm going to select my photo and start again with my format options. In order to do this, you have your choice of recoloring and selecting any of the more fun options that would turn your photo maybe blue, orange, or yellow. You can change each photo to be a different color if you choose. Or you can create an alternating pattern. You can also adjust the rotation of your photos if you choose to make them look a little bit more jumbled. Don't rotate too far though, like I just did. If your computer is slowing down, it's because there's a lot of data to read on this slide. Just be patient. If your trackpad is giving you a hard time, I recommend using your mouse. You can also adjust, besides the color, play around with the brightness and the contrast on each of your photos to make them look a little bit more unique. This is your chance to show your creativity on this part of the project. There's no one right or wrong way to do this. Going to finish rotating my photos. When you feel you are done, you're going to do the same thing you did before. Come to File, go to Download, PDF. Because we've changed the name up here to version 2, it will download another PDF copy that will say version 2. You will turn in both version 1 and version 2's PDFs onto Google Classroom for this project.